Welcome back to a casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Japanese pantheon and specifically Susanoo, played by Aveli, up against a Norse opponent. Shaolin Matador Porco will be playing as Odin today. So it's a little bit of Japanese versus the Norse, and I'm excited. I actually have not cast a game before of Susanoo, so it's gonna be exciting to check out the civilization. Now, in case you're not familiar with this god already, I'll just give you a little bit of the overview. Susanoo is the god of chaos and storms, and specifically has a focus on myth units and god powers. And how's that pan out? You get a larger favor or reward with each Bushido tier. So you're going to get more favor with each Bushido tier. Myth units are going to get Bushido XP passively and in combat. And invoking God power makes others 25% cheaper to re-invoke. And then also your special abilities recharge 25% faster. So going to really reward you if you like getting myth units. Could be helping your Bushido tiers with those myth units. And the first god power you have, you can cast down this sword that does a riptide and blast enemies. And here's that Way of the Storm Bushido. Immediate favor reward upon achieving a new Bushido tier. So you can see 50, 75, 100, 150, 250. Of course, you get those guardhouse, dojo, and stable soldier upgrades granted for free at each Bushido tier. Okay, that's what we have. Susanoo. Let's see how Aveli plays this here today. So we've got an opening here. It looks like we've got 4 on the watermill out here on the green pheasant. We got a few, 2 on gold, and then just 1 Miko out here on this shrine. The Miko will be how you're gathering your favor as the Japanese. We do see the Kitsune out here doing its scouting, checking things out. What is that? There's a little passive shrine there. It's a part of the map here. What is this map? We're playing on Key. It's a new map. I've not seen this one before. Of course, on the other side, we've got Odin here from the Norse. And Odin's got a few dwarves. We've got a few gatherers out here on food and wood as we get ready for the next age. Hope you guys have been enjoying the Japanese DLC so far. I've been trying to cast a little bit of all the matchups, right? You can check out Japanese versus Egyptians, Greeks, Norse. Trying to get some uploads up so you can see a little bit of the variety. So hope you've been enjoying the uploads. If you have, make sure you leave me a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. I've been enjoying getting some time to make some videos for you guys. Okay, so we do see the Miko building the temple. And I think that's the really cool thing about the Japanese. You don't have to build your temple with your villager, rather the commoner. The Miko does it. So something to consider in the first age. Look how beautiful those cherry trees look. The shrine, converting these into cherry trees. Looks really nice. Adds a lot to the map. I'm not a fan of the lighting in this map. I've said this before. This kind of like dusk lighting doesn't do a whole lot for me, but it is what it is. Okay, so we got a few of the cows being brought back in for the Norse. What is this? Kitsune's in here getting into some trouble here early on, fighting the Berserk. You know what he's doing? He's already getting Bushido tier with the myth units fighting. Look at this, it's going up. It's a good little use of this little cute thing. Let's look at his scouting intel, by the way. So he needs to go out, see some more of what's going out on the map. We do see the Mikos coming out to start grabbing relics, so that age up is under the way. And he's going to be aging up with Iniri Ukami. Now, taking a look at that. Here it is. This is the goddess of foxes and prosperity. Cav and myth units. Goes well with the myth-focused god. You unlock the swampland, which infests with these kappa that will drown enemies. You get this kind of spider myth woman. And you get some upgrades for that. Upgrades for your Kitsune as well. Which makes them, you can get 2 of them up, increasing speed, and a few other upgrades as well. So nice. So we see age 2 on the way there for the Japanese. Aveli still building, or rather Shaolin building his temple still. Will be aging up here as soon as he gets that. Has great hunt, but has not used it yet. So he's saving that great hunt. There's those ravens of Odin. It's going to be for scouting here. Let's check those guys out as they head out on the map. Got a little bit of a loop scout pattern. He's identified a few of these relics. Speaking of relics, let's check out what we got here. We've got temples are significantly cheaper. That'd have been nice maybe before aging up. Villagers gather wood and gold faster. That's nice. Unit speed. That'd be very nice for the Japanese. He's already grabbed a few of these relics. Yeah, typically, yep, there you go. We got the Joragumo. He's in the next age. We do see Odin's gonna be age up with Freya. What's he gonna build first? Is that gonna be a guardhouse? Guardhouse. I thought we might see a dojo. Double guardhouse. So it'll be interesting to see what he thinks. Maybe expects Odin a lot of time likes to do a lot of cav raids. Maybe this is to get some defenses against that. We'll see. He could go for archers as well. There's the Valkyrie. So coming on up. Now a little bit of a walling here already. Building up some defenses here at home. Not seeing any indication yet of. Let's see, we go. Okay, a great haul. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. So going to go probably for some cav. And kind of what we had figured might happen. Got some spearmen being trained here early on. For some defensive purposes against these cav raids. We do have the Joragumo kind of in defensive position. So kind of just holding tight. Holding on to the defenses here at home. We do see the Valkyrie returning home right now. We'll keep an eye to see this Miko. Yeah, there we go. We got this two Kitsune. They're gonna go out and try to scout what's going on, and they're probably gonna see that. So they're coming across the map. Gonna likely scout out this great hall. You know, there's probably some cav coming. Now I say there's gonna be cav. We see a few heroes actually being trained here early on. There's some cav. Okay, so Kitsune wrapping around. Those aren't gonna do a whole lot. They're mostly a scout, right? They can, I mean, do get a little bit of damage, I guess. They don't have the 9 tails yet. And don't forget, Bushido tier goes up as these myth units fight. So, it's a nice incentive to be doing this. But needs to be careful. Here comes those heroes. Needs to get back and is able to get out of there. Kitsune live another day. Up the top side, we got a Valkyrie going in for a raid. A few spearmen around and a myth unit to defend against it. That Raven did a good job of scouting out what was going on. You can see here, he was able to just spot that out. So able to try to do a raid. Avely defends well against that. Not seeing any town center expansions. We got this Raven kind of watching this town center. This Raven kind of overshot this one. You maybe would want to watch this town center, I would think. And we don't see any indication that the Norse will be doing an expansion either. Nope. We got 2 longhouses going down. So Shaolin seems to be showing that he's going to be going for a little bit of an attack here is what I'd imagine. We get that 9 tails upgrade coming in right now. So it gives him more hit points in line of sight. And what else does it do? Friendly units can simultaneously have the speed increased by 2. Yeah, so you just get additional speed with those as boost your units. Okay, we got some cav coming in for a raid. They're able to jump in the tower though. Avely dodges that one. Got some spearmen in there. We have not seen the forest fire yet. Boy, that horse got sent flying. I think the forest fire here could be effective, maybe. Let's see if he goes for it. I think he's probably going to save it for a big battle or something. So cav going to be ineffective. Avely did a good job getting a lot of spearmen up to defend the hunt. They're out here eating Sero, by the way. Nice move there. Do you see the 9-tailed Kitsunes running around there? Look at their tails. Wow. Okay, so Odin. Score looking nice. A lot of military and infrastructure as well. Villager count, of course, very, very similar. Is this an age up or is that a pre... What is this? Oh, it's an upgrade. Okay. Movement speed of myth units and causes their attack to deal additional divine damage. But it only has 1 myth unit other than the Kitsunes. I don't know how effective these are at really fighting. But they're nice little speedy. Yeah, look at those things. Nice. I love it. These are cool units. Okay, we do see cav as well as medium-throwing axemen coming across the field. We got a Valkyrie. Does Avely have any heroes in this fight? I don't see any heroes there. The Spearman rather quick. Nice kind of combination there. I guess the Spearman plus the double Kitsune, pretty nice speed. We're looking at 5.3 right now. Okay, but no one's at home to defend. I mean, he does have a few units up here. Bushi, actually. But that's not going to be the answer against all of these Cav. So it looks like Shalom has focused down a tower at the moment. Likely going to be taking that out. Got Spearman coming back home to try to defend. And there we go. We got a Swampland coming in, and he also uses both of his god powers. We had the Kusanagi. And then there's the forest fire. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's Age of Mythology for you folks. So that's a nice zoning god power from both of them, I guess. I'm gonna stand in the flames. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, who came out ahead there? Hard to tell. It looks like there's more Japanese military count. Look at the top. So that was a nice way to defend. Kind of got the surround going on. Double god power worked nicely there. And the Valkyries are able to heal up some of these low HP units. But a rather big mass here. I'm not sure the whole Norse army is at the front line. A few of them reinforcing from the back. So he's going to fall back. Did build this longhouse in the middle of the field. Look at this. We have Bushi. There's going to be ranged heroes. So this Valkyrie's going to be in trouble. Look at that. Yeah, he's able to use those 5 of those. Target down those Valkyries. You can actually see right now he's clicking on this next Valkyrie. That military count quickly dropping off there for the Norse. Avely's getting some good positioning here. Yeah, it was looking like it was going to be a lot of Odin aggression. I like the way he's using that tower to get into the base there. Very clever use of a wall there. It's a Valkyrie out here on the side. Yeah, that barracks and middle longhouse is going to be going down. And now I feel like Avely's in the driver's seat. Back at home, we do see some houses protecting against maybe some Valkyrie or Cav raids. We do see some Valkyries wrapping around on the northeast side. Maybe going to check out some of these resources. Not going to find any villagers for now. And now look at this. He's got a Bushi coming out. We've got more Spearmen. We've got some Jorogumo. By the way, Bushido Tier 2 has been activated. So we got those free medium line upgrades for all of the troops. Upcoming favor reward is 75 favor. So we actually see several Jorogumo being trained from that previous favor reward. Okay, we see the Raven scouting, but it's gonna see there's walls there. Gonna be hard to do a whole lot. Bushi trying to take some shots at the Valkyrie. I'm not sure if you want to stay in Age 2 too long against the Japanese, because they're going to passively kind of get their upgrades as the game goes on, especially as he has these heroes fighting. That Bushido meter is going to go up. And that's going to start to get quite dangerous. A lot of the gatherers on the run right now. Towers are not upgraded. Where is the Odin army? They're on the east side of the map. We got a lot of throwing axemen, but really not in position. A few houses that could be grabbed. That actually could just be a little bit of an annoyance here as we see these houses being destroyed. Okay, throwing axemen not going to take that engagement. Okay, so he's able to drop some more houses down behind this. We also have a sizable army on this east side with a lot of myth units in there. Also some Mikos on the front line. So a two-pronged attack. We're looking at 112 military units versus 64. Shalom in big trouble. That's a lot of spearmen too, by the way. We do see a longhouse trying to be dropped over here, but yeah, the Bushi going to be able to take out those Herser. The Ravens have been scouting. We do have some Valkyrie kind of sitting on that gold expansion, maybe waiting for some villagers to show up. But for right now, it looks like Shalom's last ditch here is go to Age 3. We got Heroic Age on the way. Got a decent mass of throwing axemen, so wait to take the fight. And we're going to probably see it. I wonder if I'll take it right now. Okay, we got a giant. We've also got Walking Woods available. Will he go for it? Needs to get that upgrades as soon as he can. Copper armor is on the way. We do see that Avely has queued, or pre-queued rather, the age up. But look at that, those Mountain Giants just getting absolutely slaughtered. There's so many heroes in this mix. And he really doesn't have any heroes left to fight these myth units. So we saw the Jorogumo doing pretty effectively. And look at this, he's about to get the next Bushido tier. And that is going to be pretty big. Right now they're all medium. As myth units keep fighting, that Bushido tier will go up. And we do see that Avely is aging up himself and deciding, okay, I'm going to back off this. Kind of fighting over his gold mine. He's going to take that engagement. The throwing axeman. I just realized he said idiom throwing axeman and it's medium. The way that got cut off. There we go. We got a god power being used again. That's the recast there of Kusanagi. So nice there as they retreat to that choke point. Spearmen not going to be the most effective versus the throwing axeman. Bushi have a range, by the way, of what's the range? 18. That's compared to the 12 of throwing axemen. So when microed effectively, very good against this throwing axeman. Okay, age up is almost here. Went up at the Raijin. And it does look like he's been able to expand over to the left side of the map. We got a hill fort going down. Got some gold. So all is not lost here eco-wise. Very much still in the game. It's that military difference that's really big right now. He needs a... Somehow Shallow needs to figure out a way to take a really favorable fight. But this army... I mean, look at this. We already got heavy Yari Spearmen. And that's because he reached the next Bushido tier. And that's how he was able to get enough favor to like recast these god powers and such. Okay, tempo going down rather quickly here. Do you see some Jarls being trained? Mountain Giants as well, but those getting picked off pretty quickly by those heroes in the backline. Look at that, that Mountain Giant did nothing, was completely ineffective. And we see all of the upgrades being researched right now for Avely. And he's not overcommitting. He's not pushing in here, trying to go for the town center or the backline, anything like that. He's just dealing some damage from the front, getting some upgrades, expanding his economy, keeping his opponent contained. Now, if he comes down this side, this is where it's going to get quite interesting. We do that Raiju, by the way. Very cool myth units. I love that one a lot. There we have it. Okay. There we go. We got our god power in use. This is Thunder Burst, and you guys see what it does there. It'll just there on a cadence throw all the enemy units in the air, stunning them, and allows the Japanese forces to take that fight. And he didn't even try to run away from it. There's the Walking Woods. That's going to be the counter there. Walking Woods on the back line. But the problem is you're walking right into all these heroes. These Bushi heroes. I think Avely's onto something. Having all these ranged heroes do very, very effective. He's able to kill these trees quite easily. So they're not going to do a whole lot there. But the front line dwindling in size. A lot of the spearmen die. There is still a Jorogumo. But he's held from that flank. It's just a matter of all these Bushi being quite annoying here. Okay, that Valkyrie's gonna die pretty quickly if he gets within range. And we saw him running away. He knew that. We do see, you know, a bunch of heroes for the Norse, but not really a whole lot of myth units for now. Avely lost those, I guess, for the most part, other than the one that's over here. Gonna go for, looks like trying to go for a raid. Now, he does not have boiling oil, so he could probably stand right underneath this and attack it. And that's, in fact, what's going to happen. So we'll see the throwing axeman coming to try to stop this, and probably will effectively for now. But just the units are still pouring across the map. A second town center was added into the mix at 1.2. So economy-wise, getting ahead, military's ahead. Avely is controlling this fight. Let's check this out. Look at all these Bushi. Those things are so effective. And Avely putting on an absolutely dominant performance today up against the Norse. Wow. I mean, early on it was looking like Odin was going to come over here and put on a lot of pressure. That's certainly what it seemed like. We look at the military units, like up to here was doing pretty good, and then suddenly one fight and he was really struggled to come back from this. Avely really turned on the juice and was able to absolutely dominate with the Japanese today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. If you did, make sure you leave me a comment down below, thumbs up the video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.